Theodore Judah was 10 years old, his father died. So at age 12, Ted, as the man of the house, had to start working as a surveyor's apprentice, helping to lay out smooth, gently rising and gently curving railroad beds for the rails. He liked the work, but he wanted to know how to design entire railroad systems. So he went to college and became a civil engineer, designing roads and bridges and canals and railroads. When Ted was 21, he married Anna Ferrona Pierce, his best friend. Ted's work on the Niagara Gorge Railroad and other projects showed he was one of the best engineers in America. So he was invited to build the first railroad in California, the Sacramento Valley Railroad. In 1854, when Ted was 28 years old, he and Anna packed their bags, sailed 13,500 miles around the tip of South America and up the Pacific coast to California, and started to work. After Ted finished the Sacramento Valley Railroad, California asked him to build another railroad, and then another. But all the time, Ted was building railroads in the California valleys. He was looking up at the Sierra Nevada mountains and wishing there were a railroad connecting California to the rest of the country. Ted and Anna hiked up the mountainsides many times, trying to find a route through the Sierra Nevada. And finally they found it, Donner Pass. But it seemed that Ted and Anna were the only ones who believed it was possible. Everyone else told Ted his idea was crazy. They said he was crazy. They began calling him Crazy Judah. But Ted knew he was right, and he kept on talking to people until some of them started to believe him.
Engineer in Sacramento, think transcontinental rails over mountain and plain. They called him Crazy Judah 'cause he was a big recruiter for a plan they said was insane. He said it was no error to go over High Sierra with the train track down to the basin. So to Washington he went to convince the government that this wasn't just a dream he'd been chasing. Well, Crazy Judah had a good idea that day. He cut into the mountains for the railway, surveyed his notion from the ocean to the plain, so we could all meet up in the end. Judah found four friends who weren't afraid to take and spend. They said they'd find a way to pay for it all. Then Judah went to Abe Lincoln just to see what he was thinking. Lincoln said, "Hey Judah, sounds like a ball." So he went back to Cali, to the mountain and the valley, and he started out scouting the route through the rocks and trees and grass, up and over Donner Pass, drilling right through mountains to boot. But Crazy Judah had a good idea that day. He cut through the mountains for the railway, surveyed his notion from the ocean to the plain, so we could all meet up in the end. Judah wouldn't back off and he couldn't back down. His persistence and insistence earned him wide renown. Some thought he was possessed and they weren't far wrong. That rail line in his mind was so clear and strong. Track layers started laying and the country started saying, "Hey, this track will help everyone." But without Judah's plan about how to cross the land, that track would have never been done. 'Cause Crazy Judah had a good idea that day. He cut through the mountains for the railway, Yes, we could all meet up in the